OMT Online Dynasty, we are back here for our Week 9 Game of the Week featuring two OGs of the Dynasty, two guys who were here at the very beginning and drafted the teams they are using here today. First off, the road team, Cord in his Western Kentucky Hilltoppers that he took at pick number 13 in our inaugural draft, and then the number 1 overall draft choice, Radinho, decided to take his talents to Boone, North Carolina, the Appalachian State Mountaineers. Both these teams facing off in a Sun Belt Conference clash, I want to say. Let's take a quick look at the Sun Belt. We are recording this before the game's played, so we can look over all of our conference standings here. And yes, they are indeed in the Sun Belt. Good job, me. And Radinho, our App State user, actually was the one who helped put together how all these conferences look, helped to group them all kind of geographically. So thank you again for that. But yes, this is a gigantic clash. The Sun Belt last year was one of the craziest races we had. Coastal Carolina ended up going up against UAB, who honestly got off to a pretty similar start to last year. It was a different user though, but he was something like 1-4, I think, and then ended up finishing 6-6 and got in the conference title game. Coastal still looking pretty good, still sitting on top here, ranked number 24, 5-2 overall, 2-0 in conference. But we've also got 2-0 in conference Appalachian State. We've got 2-0 in conference Marshall, who we saw the second half of their game a couple weeks ago. Georgia Southern at 2-1 and Western Kentucky at 1-1. This is a big reason we picked this one for game of the week. This is almost like a playoff game for Western Kentucky. This is a do or die. If we go to 1-2 in conference with these records in front of us, we are going to be in some big trouble. So that's how the Sun Belt's looking. Let's take a quick look at all the other conferences here. We do have all 32 teams accounted for as of right now, but we do have an ongoing wait list in the Discord for people who do want to join when a spot becomes available. If you are interested in joining the Dynasty in the future, we have people come, people go, a lot of things happen. Hop into the Discord. The link for that is in the link tree in the description down below, and then just DM me or tag me, post something, just say, hey, I'm interested in joining the Dynasty. Can I get on the wait list? You betcha you sure can. I think we got one person on it right now, so you could be second in line to take over one of these teams. And also, if you take over during the season, you have to use whatever team is available because of the custom conferences and schedules and everything like that. But during the off season, everybody is free to change teams. It just has to be a group of 5, 2-star or below. You can either take a head coaching offer that comes up if you want to keep your coach, or heck, you could retire and start over with a brand new coach at whatever team you desire. So just as an example, we just had Toledo open, and I believe IQ Truth is actually going to change teams, showing exactly what I was talking about. Just because you got to hop in and finish the season with whatever the team is, then you'll be free to change, and we can do some conference realignment, get the schedules and conferences, everything in order. Anyway, American Conference, James Madison, Wrecking Ball, Death Star. This team has been unbelievable all season long. 9-0, 4-0 in conference, 400 points for, almost double everybody else. 64 points allowed. And he's played 9 games. I'm going to say, well, I mean, we're at least within 2x that, but we've played 2 less games. And the margin of victory at 37. He's been pretty dang good this year, and that is our last game of the season for our Old Dominion Monarchs. But Delaware hanging out right behind him here, 5-3, 2-1 in conference, just suffered their first conference loss to the Toledo Rockets, who pushes them up to 3-0. We still have to play both Toledo and James Madison, so there's a bit of a meat grinder coming up here in the American. Delaware certainly still alive. Even teams like Temple, I think 3 losses, you're probably done. 2 losses, you have a shot. And at this point in the season, what are you really looking for more than just having a shot? But James Madison looking pretty dang good, kind of like they are in real life. They might get a real life playoff spot. They might get a playoff spot. If they win their last 3, I would bet they will be in the playoffs here. Conference USA is our next one up here, and this is just looking like a 2-horse race just about at this point. We got 8-1 Louisiana, 4-0 in conference. Texas State, who we will be playing here, played in yesterday's game. So whatever the record is, if they won, if they lost, I don't know. I haven't played the game yet. They'll either be 8-1 or 7-2. Either way, they will still be 4-1 in conference. And then behind them, I mean, Southern Miss has a shot just because the previous coach of Southern Miss already beat Texas State. That's Texas State's one loss, so they would have the tiebreaker over them. They just pretty much have to win out from this point. FIU's been playing some good ball. We just saw them play Texas State in our last game of the week. Wild game. Came down to a 2-point conversion in that one. Rice we still think is going to be tough. USF's going to be solid. UTSA got their first conference win, I think, against Southern Miss. That was actually a wild game too, and we might highlight that a little bit depending on how this one goes. But UTSA just played a fantastic, God, I keep hitting this microphone. They just played a great game against Southern Miss, so we'll see. Maybe we'll check into that one from time to time throughout this game. Then our last conference, the Mountain West, the top two dogs from last year, Utah State and Wyoming, still sitting up top. Utah State at 13 in the country, Wyoming at 19 in the country. The Aggies 8-0, 3-0 in conference. Wyoming 6-1, 3-1 in conference. Their one loss, who did they lose to? I actually want to check this because I don't know. Arkansas State knocked them off by 14. They beat UNLV. They beat San Diego State. They've got a good one coming up against Tulsa. That's actually going to be a huge game. That was certainly in consideration for Game of the Week, but I feel like we've done too much Mountain West, so we kind of have to give it a break. We will be back to the Mountain West, though, because this division or conference race is shaping up to be a ton of fun with all these one-loss teams. Fresno, 6-1, 1-1. Their one loss to Utah State. We just had a new user take over Fresno, so we'll see what he is able to do with those boys. North Texas, we just played them last week. They're hanging out. I mean, yeah, they're 3-4, but they're only 1-1 in conference. So a lot of wiggle room still here in the Mountain West. I think a lot of these conference races are going to be a ton of fun to watch as the season progresses. So before we hop into this game, there is one more thing I actually want to look at, and I'm not sharing this with either guy beforehand. I'm just hoping we're on the same page. Cord and Radinho. There's a couple of things I want to see here. And also, shout out to Cord. He did send me some little talking points, some different things about his team, his playbooks, his kind of overall strategy for this game. We'll talk about sprinkled throughout this one. But we're actually going to back out of Dynasty mode. We're going to go just play now, and we're going to look at some things that I want to see from these boys. So we'll put App State over here. We're going to put Western Carolina over on the left, because Appalachian State, with the update that came today, actually just got some brand new helmets, and I really want them to wear them today. So Appalachian State, here's your basic home uniforms. They've got a ton of alternate helmets, by the way. So you have Black Helmet 2, that was not new. Black Helmet 3, that was not new. Gold Helmet, nope, that's been there. Gold Helmet 2, been there. Throwback Helmet, now we're talking. Now we're talking. The little guy smoking a corn cob pipe on the side of your helmet, I want to see these. I want to see these, Radinho. Let's see if we're thinking the same things. We actually have 3 versions of it too, which is wild. I will take the yellow ones. I like the black one. I like just the regular throwback. Maybe helmet 2 with the stripe. Yeah. I want to see one of these. But look how many alternates they have. Just for helmets. But we want to see one of these from Appalachian State. And then Western Kentucky, there's one specifically. I haven't seen a ton of Cord in Western Kentucky, so I don't know what he likes to do with his uniforms. But there's one helmet. Again, they also have a ton. But the big red with his eyes. We gotta see. Keep the shirt, keep the pants. Give me the big red eyes helmet on one side and the corncob pipe helmet on the other. And we're in for a heck of a game of the week already. That's all. I just want to make sure. Do it, please. I want to see those. All right, that's enough of this. Actually, it's not. We gotta go actually look at the depth charts really quick. But I just wanted to make sure I put it out into the universe before this game is played. Big red eyes, corncob pipe helmets. Let's take a look at the rosters. And we'll start with the road team, the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers. Quarterback Greg Bulaga, true freshman, 78 overall. 88 speed. I actually have a note from Cord on this gentleman. Started the season as a redshirt, became the starter in the 3rd game of the season after their initial starter struggled early. So I'm guessing that was probably Max Brown. I mean, those are some solid abilities he has there, but why not give the young guy a shot? It's clearly working out well here for Western Kentucky, but an 88 speed quarterback at 6'4", 211. This guy's going to be a freaking monster. Holy cow. Even has the star dev trait and everything. Look at you, Western Kentucky. Now, somebody else he called out was halfback KD Hutchison. This was a former wide receiver converted to halfback. 80. We thought about doing the same thing with the guy whose name I can't remember. But 87 overall, 92 speed at halfback for 69 overall offense. We are off to a really, really good start here. Wide receiver, 96 speed. Quincy Burrows, 6'3". 96 speed. Holy cow. Now, I will say he is like the only one I am concerned about in this wide receiver room if we were going up against Western Kentucky. This guy being 6'5" does change that a little bit, but he is still only 88 speed. Then another 6'3". You get, it's a land of giants here in the Hilltoppers, the Hill Giants, the Western Kentucky Hill Giants wide receivers. Quincy Burrows, what a stud. Oh, okay. Okay, I really like the looks of this offense. Tight end, fine, nothing great. But I love the looks of that quarterback, love that halfback, love that wide receiver room. Really, really looks good. I like that a lot. Quick drop on our center, really just looking for any abilities here across the line. Overall, just solid, nothing great. Defensive line, no quick jumps, no nothing. Anything on our defensive tackles, no. So the defensive line, definitely a weak point here of Western Kentucky. We'll see if App State kind of focuses on the run a little bit to try to take advantage of that. Sam linebacker, this is, I believe, the last guy he called out. He was a transfer from South Alabama, Blaine Myrick. Silver wrap-up, 80 speed, 86 overall. It's a solid linebacker. I'm guessing he's been making quite a few plays. Let's see what his player stats are looking like here. He does have an interception, gets quite a few tackles. Looks like a solid piece on the defense there. Please keep me on Western Kentucky. Thank you. I was a little scared because the Old Dominion header came back up. Mike linebacker, 86 speed Joshua Mensah, 82 speed Zach Smith sitting right behind him. Okay, so I probably wouldn't play any of these will linebackers. I'd play your top two Mikes and Mr. Myrick. Curious to see what he does at sub linebacker and what kind of packages he's in. Defensively, he is in multiple D, which we just saw Fresno State run with a 5-2 and a 3-4 tight. But I'm not sure what formations he will be coming out in. I'm not a big fan of your corner one. Personally, Braxton Myers here, 6'1" is nice. 85 speed is pretty brutal. But right behind him, we have a platinum wrap-up on Perkins McAllister. 89 speed, 6'1". Okay. I wonder I've never seen a corner with platinum wrap up. I'm wondering if this was a converted safety or something perhaps. But then we have a 6'91" speed here. So I don't love the one. I love your 2 and 3 corners though. These guys look very, very good. Free safety, 6'1", 87 speed. Solid. Miguel Mitchell. Then a house call is a great ability to have on our 6'1" strong safety. So defense looks overall very solid. Defensive line does appear to be the weakest spot of this team. So I wouldn't be surprised to see App State be able to run the ball here a little bit. And we are running Myrick as our sub linebacker. And this, see, I think you'd rather have Mensah here. Unless we're running something that uses 3 sub linebackers like a 3-3 stack. I think we flip these two and get that 86 speed Mensah out there somewhere. But that is how Western Kentucky is set up. Let's go check out the Mountaineers, Rodinos, Appalachian State. Well, they will be headed up by A.J. Swan, the redshirt senior, 84 overall with some really, really good abilities. 79 speed, enough to get out and make some things happen. A very good quarterback for Appalachian State to build this offense around. They are 74 overall, 74 offense, 76 defense, a very, very good balance. Let's check their halfbacks because we do think this is where the advantage lies. Now, I love having that elusive bruiser. I love his abilities. 84 speed. Concerns me a little bit. Let's see if we got anybody else. Yeah, but compared to everybody else, considering we get a shifty head first, side step downhill, and arm bar, do we sacrifice that speed? I think so. I like the looks of this guy, Khalifa Keith. I think versus a weaker defensive line that potentially we can find some gaps and get second level, then have these abilities to be taking on the linebackers or safeties or corners, whoever's back there trying to make that tackle. Wouldn't be surprised at all to see Keith be able to rip off some runs here against the Western Kentucky defense. Let's see if we got a decent speed at wide receiver. Another thing we're going to have to keep in mind when we look through this App State team is see what their height is like in the secondary room because we know Western Kentucky's bringing out the big boys to catch these balls. But App State's got a few here too. 6'2", 90 speed, Jury and Dickey, 50-50 workhorse and downhill, 91 speed, 6'4", 50-50 workhorse and head first. Then we do get the little guy, probably slot guy, Jaden Barnes, 5'8" with a shifty. Watch out, RPOs. RPOs to Barnes is my first thought when I see a guy that little and that fast and with shifty. So that's something we're going to have to keep in mind for the App State offense. Tight end wise, fine, solid. I like the speed of this guy. He's a junior though, so he's probably not going to get a whole heck of a lot better. But 83 speed is nice. Hamlet, a little slow, but the sure hands is a very, very nice ability to have. Offensive line, let's see. Okay, so the good news for Western Kentucky is App State's offensive line, they don't have like a ton of abilities. If he had some strong grips and things like that at his guards or center, this run game, I think you could just dominate. You could run the ball almost every play, but the offensive line doesn't look that great, so that is very good news for the Hilltoppers. Let's see what we got on the defensive line of App State. A pocket disruptor on one side. Okay, so it looks like the defensive lines are fairly evenly matched here. Again, the D tackle is kind of a weak spot for App State. I am expecting both these guys to be able to run the ball kind of on each other. This Hoffman looks like a very good linebacker though. Bouncer and robber, 6'2", 213, 84 speed. I mean, good speed across all your linebackers there and here. Carter with wrap up. That's going to be a good ability to have. Help make up for some of the weaknesses you might have across your defensive front. If they get past that line, we'll have a wrap up linebacker waiting for them right there with workhorse and hammer as well. So really good linebacking core. I like those linebackers a lot of App State. So 5'10", we don't love to see that on your corner one. No one up, he's going up against like a 6'8" or whatever it was, wide receiver of Western Kentucky. But 6'2" here, good speed across the board. But yeah, we've only got one guy. We got one at 6 foot and one at 6'2". We'll see if those 50-50s, see those big physical Western Kentucky receivers can kind of have their way with App State here a little bit. Free safety, we got a house call is nice, 84 speed. Not so nice, but 88 speed, 6 foot tall at strong safety. So we'll see if Western Kentucky, both teams I feel like have the chance to establish the run here. Just looking at both these defensive lines, big matchups going to be Western Kentucky's big boy wide receivers against Appalachian State's secondary. And really, that's going to kind of go both ways. App State's got good speed at wide receiver. Western Kentucky doesn't have a ton in their secondary. So we'll see, man. This should be a fun one. Like I said, this is essentially a playoff game for Western Kentucky. If they win this, the Sun Belt is really, really just up in the air. If they lose this one, App State kind of doesn't lock up a spot. They'd only be, what, 2-0 in the conference, but Western Kentucky would really have their backs against the wall. So this is a big one. I'm excited for it. I'm excited to be able to showcase two of the guys that have been in here since the very beginning. Best of luck to you both. Let's get to the game. And as we're at the jersey selection screen, I did lie. I did tell them what helmets I wanted to see worn here. So we are going to get the big red eyes from Western Kentucky. We are going to get the corn cob, I believe the yellow version from Appalachian State right away. I love what we're seeing here. I think we're in for a fun one. I did see a little bit of the first half of this. Again, this is pre-recorded. We're going to have the first half here from Western Kentucky's perspective, the second half from Appalachian State. Cord versus Rodinho, two OGs of the Dynasty, looking to get a big leg up early here. Well, not that early, as we come towards the end of year two here in the Sun Belt Conference. Let's head to beautiful Boone, North Carolina. And of course, it is not a beautiful day. Still a beautiful city, but the rain is coming down. Let's see what their weather looks like. I mean, obviously outside the rain, let's see what the temperature looks like. We saw in our user game yesterday, it was a beautiful day up in Virginia. 69 degrees, a little 8 to 9 mile per hour wind. Let's see what they are dealing with here in Appalachian State. Yeah, because next year, Halloween is going to be on Saturday, isn't it? That makes sense why our game was on Saturday. There's the big red eyes. You'll love to see it. Good luck, boys. Let's have a good one. And it did look like the temperature was in the 70s, so it is a beautiful day in North Carolina if it wasn't for the rain. There's nothing worse than a cold rain. Luckily, that is not what we're dealing with today. So, trips Y slot strong is going to be the call. Let's see, what are we adjusting here? Some RPOs? Okay. I like that, just kind of as a default thing to do. The flats, I'm not a huge fan of doing, but hey, if it works for you, it works for you. So it looks like we are in a cover 3. We're on our guy Myrick, swinging the halfback out to the left. He's got to go guard that himself. We go to the little curl route, all over him early, keeping him only to a gain of 2. I believe that was that was 86. That's the tight end, Kanan Hamlet, coming down with that one for App State. You know, sometimes it's a little like basketball or golf. You know, you just got to see the ball go in the hoop. You got to see it go in the hole. You got to get those early completions, get your quarterback in a rhythm. Let's see what the next step is going to be here for App State. Split Y off. Obviously, this is going to be a split back formation. Other than that, I have no idea what's in it. I have no idea what to expect. So some 3-4 is going to be the defense. Little man coverage here from the Hilltoppers. Yeah, see, that's kind of the problem with those split backs. We do find McCord, though, going out to the left, is when they try to get through the line. I think that was backs cross, something like that, where the backs both go up, then they almost mesh. One goes right, one goes left. But they get so easily stuck when they're trying to go through and run their route. But eventually there, Roger McCord is able to get out to the left. Swan finds him. And now we're going to empty line. Which, I don't know if I mentioned this. App State is in the Penn State offense, 4-3 multiple defense. Western Kentucky and Kansas State and multiple. I know I mentioned Western Kentucky, so I don't remember if I mentioned App State's. So we're going to a little jet motion, trying to get it out to our shifty boy, Jaden Barnes. But Western Kentucky sniffs that one out, brings him down, a gain of nothing. 2nd and 10 now for the Mountaineers. Spread Y slot is going to be the offensive call. I like going to a little bit of dime normal here. I'm surprised we haven't seen App State try to run the ball yet, except for that jet sweep. But we kind of figured that's where an advantage of theirs lies. But it also lies in the speed of their wide receiver room. Motion going out to the left. That's that tight end, Keenan Hamlet, going out that way. Got the slant right over the middle of the field. Get it to Barnes. I like the thought process here. If you have a guy like Jaden Barnes with a thing like Shifty, this is what we said when we were going over the depth chart, get it to him in space. Usually, you know, you can do that by RPOs and things like that. But a jet sweep, a quick slant over the middle, get it to your guy. Trust he can hopefully go make some people miss. Now, were we staying in some trip? No, this is a spread motioning. Hamlet all the way back around here again, goes in, goes out, leaves the halfback in the flat. That is Roger McCord yet again with another catch out of the backfield. And App State, even in this weather, they got AJ Swan just chucking the ball all over the field here. 2 minutes gone by in the first. So now for Western Kentucky defensively, are we even super concerned about the run? So I kind of like going to the 3-3 stack. I do think this is a solid run defense if he does ever run the ball, which he does. But stack is solid run defense. Those linebackers can come in and actually help you out and make a solid play there. Setting up a 3rd and 8. So we do finally see the run. But Western Kentucky's all over it. So I assume we're going back to the pass. Back to split Y off. And he called that backs cross last time. Is it going to be that again? It is a very good play. There are some internet issues throughout the game. There's a glaring example of it coming later that I saw. It is backs cross again. Goes for the comeback. And his own big boy, Jurian Dickey, little Dickey, able to come down with that on a little curl route. Wow, big first down. Just use that big body and box him out. We were expecting to see more of that from the Western Kentucky offense, but we get it early with App State. Now we're in some bunch strong wide, little cover 1. Is going to be the defensive call here. Going back to the run up the middle. Roger McCord, number 1, breaks off the tackle, spins his way loose. The wet jersey, hard to grab onto, hard to bring him down. McCord able to get 5 out of a run that honestly should have got nothing. That was good run defense there by Western Kentucky. Now going back with the man blitz. Was the safeties blitzing here? It is. I mean, touchdown App State. But what was the angle, this top right safety? Hold on. Whoops. Little technical difficulties there for a second. I accidentally full screened. But what I meant to show is watch this top right safety, right? He's coming down in a blitz, but he comes like over here even after the ball's been handed off. I'm telling you, the run pursuits in this game are not good. Look at him go. Just crashes right into the pile, leaves a nice little alley. Congrats. I mean, App State did a good job seeing that alley, taking it. Wiz Khalifa Keith will take it in. Early touchdown. 3-minute and 8-second opening drive for App State. Gets them up 7-0. And we'll see what the Hilltoppers want to answer back with out of their Kansas State playbook. But now thinking ahead already to when Western Kentucky's back on defense, we got to be shading underneath on every play. From what we saw in App State on that drive, We got to take away those flats. We got to get those 5. You could set your hooks on something like 10. We got to take away those quick ones over the middle. That curl route, I'm not honestly sure what the best thing to do against that is. So we are going to run out of time. We're going to have to burn an early timeout. What are we going to come out in? He was looking at empty. Are we going to be staying in empty to get this one started? It looks like it. Putting in, was that a backup QB package we saw Western Kentucky swap to here? It is indeed. Brown is going to be the starting quarterback, in the sense that he's the one starting on their first play of the game. We saw he has those really good abilities. He's a very good runner of the ball, where the beluga whale, Greg Bulaga, definitely has more speed, just doesn't have the abilities that Brown does. So it makes sense to put him in for design QB runs like that. We take 4 on those. We're okay with that. Was this the tight end RPO that we called out of here? Let's see. It is indeed just a very good play. Like, tight end RPOs are so good. They're so hard to defend. You have to like have a hard flat and drag it out there, and maybe even another guy make sure you're the read key. It is such a pain to stop that play. They are so good. Now we're staying in that same formation, audibling over to a slot cross. We have our flat. Yeah. I mean, you'd like for him to stay in bounds and fight a little bit for you, but, you know, we'll take easy completions. Now a little bunch wide. Interesting. What are we going to be looking at here? Hits X on his little return route, right? Trail route back over the middle of the field. The App State user commits a little too far outside to the right. We're able to hit the return. Good chunk of change, setting up a 3rd and 2, and we're going back to the same thing here. Looks like a load, nickel load or something. Big blitz coming in, have our drag. We have the drag. That's good. That's a big chunk of change on 3rd and 2. Pick it up, move the sticks, but watch R1 on this play too. If we're keeping our eyes downfield here a little bit, we see this blitz coming in. I potentially have a touchdown to Joshua Goins, your tight end deep over the middle. But in a situation like 3rd and 2, take the guaranteed thing, take the easy thing. There's no guarantee our quarterback's even hitting deep throws like that, like we saw in our Texas State game yesterday. You got to be pretty careful on trying some deep ones here. And there is K.D. Hutchinson, the Slim Reaper himself, the converted wide receiver, taking over the starting halfback role for the Hilltoppers. Their first run of the day goes for 30 yards. I would love to see these guys running the ball just a little bit more, considering what we saw on both these defenses, that neither of these defensive lines are very good. You know, I think either team would be able to really establish the run if we wanted to. Blitz coming, goes for the quick out to the right. Great effort by that wide receiver. I didn't fully see his number. It looks like 84. Quincy, the Burrows of New York, getting his feet down and, you know, take 3 yards on that. Now going a little F twins over, going with the jet sweep, and they really nerfed that play, man. They really nerfed that play. They saw everyone running it last year and said, you know what, enough is enough. We are taking that essentially out of the game. You don't see like, oh, finds the slant over the middle. That's the guy. That is 100% the guy of the Western Kentucky offense we are most worried about in the passing game, is that Quincy Burrows. The Burrow, however many Burrows are in New York, 5? Something like that. If Gangs in New York taught me anything. I don't remember that was actually in Gangs New York. There's Big Red back there just dancing his life away behind the back line of the end zone. Here's a little bit more lag. Happens quite a bit, and there he is, the whale, Greg Bulaga. Slam dunk over the post, right in your face, ref. What? I dare you to throw a flag at me. Big Red's going to be coming for you. Touchdown, Western Kentucky. Great response drive there from Cord. Let's see what Rodinho is going to answer back with. Now, the Hilltoppers mixing up some of their defensive formations here, potentially taking a look at what's in some single mug. We're going empty on the defensive, or on the offensive side of things. Empty spread from App State. Interesting. So we answer with a little dime, a little man, cover 1. Let's see how the man coverage holds. See, there's those quick slants. Again, going quick to get it to his guy. Continuing to try to get that ball to Barnes in space, which seems like a great idea. Now, bunch quad's open. I hate going against this formation for that exact reason. You just don't have enough guys out there. Easy play. Dumps it right down to Roger McCord. Yeah, you got to be in the right defense against that, or that is just the easiest thing in the world. App State takes advantage of that. McCord takes it all the way down to the 21, knocking on the red zone here already. What an answer back. See, now we have enough people over there, and I bet this is a QB run. Yep. So now we have the numbers to guard that screen. Now we don't have the numbers in the box to help guard a quarterback run. Yeah, gosh, that formation drives me bananas. Now App State's going back to split Y off. Both other times we saw this so far, it has been backs cross. So I would come out, yeah, something like a cover 2, shade underneath, keep your 5-yard hooks. And then we just got to watch that in route on the tight end. And potentially the comeback. But we'll see if this is backs cross again. It is not. Now we got a little motion coming from the tight end. It's a triple option. Swan takes the option. Oh my gosh, McCord has got the moves out there. Roger jukes them all out, picks up a huge gain. 1st and goal now at the 6. What a beautiful triple option. Great time to run it there. AJ Swan takes the hit for the team. Got blasted on that, but gets the pitch off, gets McCord, sets McCord up for success. Now we're back in empty spread. QB run again? Could be. I like the looks of a QB run here. Nope, we are dropping back to pass. It is man coverage. Big blitz coming through. Big blitz gets home. Harper Holloman, the Hilltopper, brings AJ Swan down. Loss of 7. 2nd and goal now at the 13-yard line. Going back to some empty. Okay. I mean, I don't hate calling another blitz at him here. Maybe a blitz out of zone. Something like that. I definitely wouldn't call man again. It is just a 4-man rush. It does look like man, but they are awful sticky out there on that man coverage. Hamlet able to come down with it, but only with a gain of 4. 3rd and goal at the 9. I mean, this is where we struggle so bad. Down in these spots. It's a pretty serious problem that I refuse to address. So we're sticking with the man coverage look here. Let's see, goes with the RPO right over the middle, and Hamlet able to make the user miss, cuts it right up the field. RPO slant, Hamlet will take the rest. Touchdown, Mountaineers, 14-7 lead. Pressure back on Cord, pressure back on Western Kentucky. 5 minutes left in the second. See what they got cooked up here. Looks like a little 5. Oh, looks like we're back in nickel load on defense. See, I wouldn't hate a run going to that gap on the left where the user is standing. But we have that wide open too until Bulaga, whatever his actual name is, decides to just spike that one right into the dirt. We'll just blame the rain for that one. Slipped in his hand, obviously. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt. So now a little Y off trips potentially coming. A little pistol set from Western Kentucky trying to set up the run. I would love it. I would love it. I would really like to see one of these teams start running the ball. Just considering who they've got on the other side of them. Especially against a light box like this. We're going play action. See, yeah, this is what I was talking about. So we get the lag spike there. Quarterback just goes bananas because there's not really anything he can do while it's lagging out like that. Then we just throw one up. It gets intercepted. We get an OPI. Just a total disaster of a play. And honestly, I don't blame Cord for it at all. Except maybe fix your internet. I don't know. But I don't think that's really Cord's fault there. To get that lag spike and then your guys just go insane. So now we're back in split Y off. I'm still worried about backs cross here if I'm the defense. And exactly, there it is again. Goes back to McCord on the outside, breaks another tackle, another one that should have been 1, maybe 2 yards, able to turn into 5. I actually think we had the halfback on the right. Yeah, we did. But if McCord's your guy, McCord's your guy. But that's now 3 out of 4 times in split Y off we have seen that backs cross play. So that has got to be our number 1 concern if we see it again. Bunch quads open, I have no idea what to do. Take the deep safety and come down? Because this is just going to be a quarterback run again. Yeah, that's just free. That's just too easy. So I think we got to grab one of those deep blues if we're going to be in something like cover 2 man, which is, you know, out there to help guard the screen. But then we got to come down to help with that because it's just making it a little too easy on that quarterback to do that. So now we are sending 6 again, setting up some contains, motion to the left. I feel like we've seen this play before too. but I don't remember what it was. The blitz comes through. He potentially had his halfback. Good job by Cord's user there to kind of fly out to that right flat to try to take that away. Definitely looks like he had that over the middle again. I mean, that Jaden Barnes, who I think has been in that slot and who he has been going to quite a few times here, has been unreal in this game. He's been getting open. It's just Swan isn't always hitting those throws, but he's doing his thing. Stay on Barnes. Yes. Very good. Very, very good user defense there. We know he's looking for Barnes quick on that slant. Take that away. Make him go somewhere else. Throws a very dicey one to Hamlet. Ends up in a loss of 1. Now we got a 3rd and 11 at the 26. If we can make him kick a field goal in this weather, they are the home team, which is going to help, but it's still not going to be an easy kick. So we're staying on Myrick. Follow that right flat. Yep. Beautiful. Beautiful stuff. Love that Cord. It's exactly, you saw the guy who was beat, you go help out over there, make him settle for a long, I mean not that long, but for a college kicker, somewhat long from the left hash in the rain. This is no gimme kick for the Mountaineers. I never check their kickers, I have no idea how good they are, but that one is good. Kicks up, kicks good, kickers up, kickers good. 10-point lead now for App State. And I don't know what happened on that kick return. I don't know if batteries died, dropped a controller, a lot of things could happen. But we only got it back out to the 6, and as we can see, did put a good spin move on that guy. That was pretty impressive. But other than that, we kind of put ourselves in a little bit of a hole here. I mean, ideally we can take pretty much the rest of this half, and even if it ends with a field goal, get it back to a 1-score game before heading to break. We got the vertical and the Texas route over there. Take off. Tries to force one into his running back, Corey Landers. Bulaga. That was a dicey one, but we get away with it. We got life here still. Going to some empty. I like getting out and using that mobility of Bulaga. It kind of ties into why I like to see either team run the ball. And I know Western Kentucky's plan of attack on offense was to go for more explosive plays, establish the run, and control the clock. That part we haven't seen yet, and there goes Queens, Brooklyn, Manhattan. I don't remember. I don't remember my boroughs of New York, but there goes Quincy Burrows with his, what was it, 96 speed or something like that. No chance App State is ever catching him. Monster touchdown from Western Kentucky. Who needs the kill clock if we got a guy like that? 17-14, 3 minutes to go. And I can confirm the boroughs of New York: Manhattan, Brooklyn, the Bronx, Queens, and Staten Island. Can't believe I didn't remember those. But anyway, now that I'm thinking about it too, Gangs in New York was about like the 5 points. I don't remember if the 5 points is where the boroughs all... No, it couldn't be where the boroughs met. I don't know. The movie was set in like the 1800s. What a shed by the D tackle. But AJ Swan keeps his eyes downfield and finds who else but Roger McCord. That guy has been a game breaker for App State so far. When in doubt, look for number 1. He is going to be down there, he's going to be open, and he is going to catch that ball. I mean, this game picked up quickly there in that empty set. McCord in the inside right slot just ran, it looked like a deep post right down there. Got himself wide open. Go for McCord again, absolutely. Just a little stick route. You know, run 2 yards, turn around, the user goes the other way, hit McCord. 6 catches for 120 yards for the running back, Roger McCord, so far. I mean, guy's been the star of the show for sure. Now let's get it to him on our RPO. Sure, why the heck not? The guy can do it all. Just keep getting the ball to Roger McCord. All sounds great to me. It all sounds like a fantastic plan at this point. Staying in our empty spread, it's been working awful well. It looks like, yeah, Western Kentucky might be a little worried about McCord now. He took Eugene Jr., who was the one manned up on McCord. Yeah, I think we were going to have him on that Texas route. I think his user kind of bit a little too hard inside, and if we were able to wait just a second, we were able to get a Texas route to him. But instead, we just go out to the left flat, find Jaden Barnes. It's really been the McCord and Barnes hour here so far in Boone, North Carolina. We got to make somebody else try to beat us here if we're Western Kentucky. I think man coverage is not going to be very good for the halfback, so I wouldn't call too much more man. And then we got to just watch 80, especially if he's going on a quick slant from left to right here. And good press coverage. It looks like the press kind of knocked. I was only watching Barnes on that play. And he got bumped and kind of stumbled, going to break outside to the left, force App State to go somewhere else. Just got to be taking away McCord and Barnes. If somebody else beats us, that's fine. But it just can't be McCord or Barnes. In the man coverage, see, good. Go help out on that quick slant. Because Barnes got him again. Goes deep into triple coverage. And Western Kentucky lets it fall to the ground. Nearly total turn of the tide turnover right before half. Instead, now we got another 42-yard field goal for App State. Kicks up. Kick is right down Central yet again, making it a 6-point lead for the Mountaineers. Lucky break for App State that ball wasn't intercepted. Good user defense by Cord, Western Kentucky, to take away Barnes there too. Now, Western Kentucky's plan on defense was focus on more stops. Makes sense. Stop allowing big plays. We haven't seen really any. We had that one big pass to McCord, but other than that, done a good job taking away those big plays and aim for more turnovers. Should have had one there. Got a little bit unlucky. Overall, I mean, I have liked his user defense, especially when he's focusing on McCord and Barnes. He's helping to take away those slants a lot. A little double mug on defense, a little pistol on offense, going back to the play action, just going quick to that right flat. Only a gain of 1 for us there. I mean, we just haven't run the ball enough to really set up a play action. In my opinion, it might work against the AI though. I never run play action, so I'm probably not the most qualified guy in the world to talk about it, but considering, I don't know if has Western Kentucky, have we? Oh yeah, Hutchinson had that 130-yard run. I don't think we've seen any other ones. So we're going back to that tight end RPO, which we know is awful good. And we should have it here again. Yeah, we do. Just hold those blocks out there, boys. Make his user miss. Beautiful. Big boy number 34, Cutler, coming down with that one. Landon Cutler gets outside. Nice little spin move. Now we're going back to a little play action boot. Try to get Bulaga out in space. Get him outside. I like it. Roll out. Yeah, that edge actually did a really good job staying put there. Force him to check it down to number 83, Joshua Goins. Get a gain of 3. But I really like that idea of kind of stretching the defense a little bit with your quarterback, with an 88 speed quarterback. Got to get out, kind of threaten the edges a little bit, try to get some people to potentially even bite down and open up some things over the top for you. So let's see what our plan is going to be here. On a 3rd and 2, going with some pistol deuce. The inside cross looks really good. Drags on tight ends are very, very hard to defend. And that's got 2 of them. So that's pretty nice. But we ended up going to pistol strong. I did not see what the play call was here. Well, I never really can. I just have to make my best guess. Play action flood. See, now a play action I kind of like on the 3rd and 2. But we go to X. Oh, Goins gets up there and gets big on him. We haven't seen too much like we thought coming into this one potentially of that height advantage Western Kentucky had with their wide receivers, but the tight end is able to get up there and make a play like that, boxes him out, jumps up, grabs it just about into field goal range for the Hilltoppers here before half, and that blitzer just ran right by Bulaga. Wanted nothing to do with them. And we'll just pop a little run up the middle. Good time for it, and very good time for it. Corey Landers on that carry picks up 14. Is that 2 attempts now for 44 yards? Not counting QB runs. Because I know we started with that QB run up the middle. But I feel like when we've actually ran it to a halfback, we've had a lot of success. And we just, I mean, good read, wide open. Bulaga just airmails it. That's kind of what I was saying earlier too about trusting him to push the ball down the field. Can be a little difficult. Because that's a wide open drag. Potentially, I mean, at least a 1st and goal if we're able to get that one in there. Instead, it falls incomplete. We got a 2nd and 10, 47 seconds left at the 25-yard line. Take the quick drag underneath. Goins once again. I mean, Joshua Goins has really been taking over here lately. Shout out Fresno, leading the way of total passing yards this season. Yeah, our last Fresno user actually just quit. We got a new Fresno user in there. He really took advantage of those CPU games. Old Miguel. Other league mates weren't big fans of it. Well, he has a guy with 41.5 sacks, which is kind of ridiculous. So a little smash corners concept here. Let's see. Oh, corners. Yes. Beautiful read. Who else but Goins? I'm loving this Joshua Goins. 7 catches for 69 yards. McCord also 7 catches, but a few more yards. But that Goins, guy's getting open, and guy is making some gosh dang plays for your Hilltoppers here. Now we got a 1st and goal at the 1, 40 seconds left before half. Actually going to end up taking the lead here. I mean, I can't imagine there's a stop coming. 1st and goal at the 1 is like impossible. There's like nothing we can do here. You'd almost just want to let him score so we have time if we're Appalachian State. And there goes the fullback, who of course, oh, there he is, William Ingle, in for the touchdown. Big Red looking all around the stadium here on the helmets of all the Hilltoppers as they will take a 1-point lead. 37 seconds left in half, but App State does have all 3 timeouts. Maybe, and we know they like that high-paced empty offense now. Wouldn't surprise me at all to see them try to push this downfield and take this lead right back. I mean, I'd almost, yeah, I was going to say, I'd almost be surprised if we see anything but empty from App State at this point. And just keep an eye on McCord. I'd almost use her that hook curl over on the right just to watch McCord. So he's going for that stick and nod again. I think that's what he got us with earlier. It might have been there too. But that other hook actually did a good job kind of bumping him off the route. So instead we check down to Hamlet and McCord. Sounds like a detective show from like the 1974. And there goes McCord again. I think that was just all go, it looked like. Is on kind of that deep crosser right over the middle of the field. 207 yards for AJ Swan here in the first half. 60 of them are to Roger McCord. Like, we've got to lock in on this number 1. Have to. Even if it means taking that deep blue and just following McCord, because he's got him again. But we also have the drag underneath to Barnes. It's 3-headed passing attack here of App State between McCord, Barnes, and Hamlet. One of those guys is getting open pretty much every single play. So now we're already down to just 1 timeout left, a little bit more lag. Got to keep our eyes on number 1. He's going to try to chuck it to him. He is, but it is underthrown by A.J. Swan, and Lewis gets the interception. Can we take it back? Good spin move. Oh, the offensive line comes and bails him out. What a turn of events. What a turnover. Now, do we even try anything here, or are we just taking it to half? Looks like we're just going to be an eye for him, just take it to half. Western Kentucky with a 1-point lead here at halftime. We are going to switch over to Appalachian State's perspective here for the second half. And here we go. It is Western Kentucky ball coming out in split Y flex Appalachian State. Now we'll see what they have been calling here on defense. Some 4-3 over. Interesting. A little cover 3 out of here. We're going to shade underneath with that motion. We don't. We give up the halfback there. That's that JD, whatever the heck his name is, Hutchinson. Get it to him in space. I like that idea. I mean, both these teams are just throwing the ball. This is not what I expected from these guys. I didn't look at their season stats or anything, so maybe this is typically how they play, air it out a ton. But just from looking at the rosters, I really thought we'd see some more running from these guys. Now we're into some gun ace, especially with being in the Kansas State playbook. We've got a lot of good runs in there. QB runs, halfback runs, all sorts of things. We're staying in 4-3 over. Looks like we did switch to a zone coverage here this time. 2 tight ends, 1 halfback on the field for Western Kentucky. Tries to bounce it outside, but the App State defense hits him like the little LeBron step there. Brings him down for a loss of 2. Brayshawn Littlejohn, the Will line. What an incredible name. Brayshawn Littlejohn, Will linebacker for App State. I mean, that guy's got to be on the field somewhere. I don't care how fast or slow he is. I didn't even notice that when we were going over his depth chart. He's using Littlejohn. Now we get some empty from Western Carolina. Goes for that deep corner to the right. Try to use your big boys, big goins, to box him out again and make another play. But 2 defenders that time, able to knock that one down. If that was one-on-one, I bet he's catching that. I would bet real American dollars if that was one-on-one, Goins was coming down with that ball. Trio right open is going to be the offense. Another cover 3 here is going to be the defense. We are staying on Littlejohn. Take away that crosser, and oh my goodness, did that defensive line come in hollering. Cooper comes in immediately, brings Cord down. Western Kentucky, I mean, you got to punt here. 4th and 21, ball at midfield. You can't risk giving him the ball in a spot like this. We just got to punt that one away. Good defense there by App State. Now let's see if their offense can turn this game back into their favor a little bit. Oh my gosh, he actually ran that back. I thought for sure that'd be a fair catch. Going back to our... Is this split Y off? Now we're going with a halfback screen out of here though, which I love. So we were getting a little too predictable on it just being that backs crossplay out of here. Oh my goodness. Wiz Khalifa. Mia Khalifa. Keith. Way to just bounce off that hit, keep it trucking, pick up that first down. These App State uniforms, they kind of look like Missouri. It's just now hitting me. Because they have 3 versions of that corncob helmet. Ooh, tight end pop? Are we going tight end? No, he actually followed that. Usually a tight end, oh my gosh, Khalifa. I mean, again, that's like the 84 speed power back, but he's got moves. That's why... I don't love his speed, but with that ability stack, I don't mind keeping him out there at halfback 1, because that little cut in open space there was beautiful. And they were all over that tight end RPO, which is a surprise. Usually that pop pass can be pretty good. We got the flat. Yes, we certainly do. It has just been another showcase of tight ends here. I feel like we're seeing a lot of tight ends really been popping off here recently. Going back to our bunch quads open, and guess what? We can throw this one. That's going to be a pass. Yep. And then we get the blockers out there. Just need to have our big boys, number 88, Dozer. You got to hold that block on the outside. Give a little bit more room for McCord. And that had some serious big play potential for App State. But good fight from those defensive backs to get in there and stop that from being too catastrophic. See, I like this defense. We got 4 over on the right. We got 5 in the box. I like the looks of this a lot. I think you still probably need more than 5, though. But it looks better than when we had 4. I wouldn't hate to see App State come out in that bunch quads open and then just audible to one of the actual passes out of it at some point. But what he's been doing out of it has been working. So we're going back to empty. We had the right flat. We missed it. I think our eyes were probably just on Barnes there again, coming from left to right on that slant. It's been open a lot. I can't blame you for looking that way. But we had that right flat there. Instead, we just have to throw it away. 2nd and 10. Infield? I mean, this would be a long kick. So I'll say not in field goal range is my official call. Going back to another RPO. See if Hamlet can win on this one. He kind of does, but what a user play. That's going to be DPI, isn't it? That's going to be DPI. They have... It is way too easy to get a DPI in this game now. I mean, it did kind of look like he bumped him pretty good there. Let's actually back this up for a second and we can see that again. You can see the user of Western Kentucky flies right in front of him. I don't know about that one being a penalty, man. I don't know about that. I think that was a great user play to get in there, break up that pass, and then somehow somebody else actually came down with it, which that seems to never happen. But it might as well have never happened because that's a first down for App State. Now we're back and backs cross. Back here again. Let's see what we're going to go with this time. We're going McCord again. Yeah, he's just locked in on McCord, man. Good defense there by Western Kentucky. He is really just locked in on getting this ball to McCord or Hamlet or Barnes. Barnes is mainly seems to be when he's in the left slot and on a slant play. Hamlet's been a little bit more all over the place. In empty, we really got to watch McCord. Really got to watch McCord. So this is a different play. Okay, good. Empty blocking. I mean, we could potentially roll out with Swan. We potentially had that corner out. We go to the in route, and there's Dozier making up for his missed block. Unable to hold the block on the last one. Man coverage had to have been because neither of the two guys standing right there reacted at all. Number 14 just kind of lets him go right on by. Picks up the huge first down for App State. 1 catch for 21 yards. If you're going to have 1 catch, make it count like that. 1st and goal at the 9 now for the Mountaineers. Just over halfway through the 3rd quarter here. And again, here's a slant on Barnes. That's probably right where we're looking here. Motion to try to bring the defense over to the left. Try to open up the middle for Barnes. Let's see. Yep, goes for Barnes, overthrown, and honestly a little bit lucky that safety was just out of position. That was nearly an interception on that throw, and nothing that App State did. It was just a bad ball by AJ Swan. Almost ended up going right to that linebacker or safety, whoever that was. But again, we see Barnes. When Barnes is in the slot, watch out for a slant. Barnes on the right, in the slot, slant coming over the middle. I would bet that's where we're looking here. I would bet a lot of money that's what our number one read here. Once he gets left, you got him. Yep. Yep. I mean, when you have somebody that fast and with that shifty ability, get it to him quick. Slants are a great way to do that. Western Kentucky really hasn't had much of an answer for him, so keep them coming. Also, hasn't had much of an answer for this bunch quads open. I mentioned I don't have an answer for it, so I'm not sure what I would even do here. Coming out, going for 2. I mean, this from okay. See, condensed down here, I like this because now we have 6 right there. So now we audible to an actual pass. Oh, okay. We go to a different formation though. But since we're so condensed, that safety can actually come down. That's kind of what I was saying earlier about taking one of your deep blue safeties and bringing them down. I mean, just nowhere to go. Absolutely nowhere to go. Are we getting 2 out of this? Are we getting 2 out of this? Go big boy 90. Go on big boy number 90. A pick 2. Oh, he ran out of steam. He ran out of steam. No way. Oh no. We saw him visibly run out of gas there right at the end. Nearly a pick 2, which would have been massive to make this a 3-point game. Instead, they'll have to settle for being down by 5. What an effort by Big Boy 90. Just ran out of air. Now Western is coming out in I form close. I mean, stretch is my first thought when I see I form close. And that can be pretty deadly. Especially with a halfback like they have. Like that Katie Hutchinson. Oh, play action. Oh, left drag. Again, not a good ball. It's a couple of those left flat throws we've seen Bulaga miss. If that's a good ball, Myers can catch that and take off and start running. But he has to jump up to catch it. Lets the defender catch him from behind. Bring him down for a gain of 9. Still a solid play, but that could have been a gain of 30. Like, we kind of got a little bit unlucky on that one. Now we got some match defense here. We're staying in I form close. This has got to be a run for Hutchinson, right? I would guess on the 2nd and 1. It is indeed. I mean, App State did a good job. It looked like maybe we had a little bit more room to the right, but Hutchinson tries to cut up the middle. Still picks up the first down, but still solid job by App State there. And from I form and I form, we're going to empty Y off trips. I do like this formation a lot. Or is it trips Y off I like a lot? There's an empty Y off trips and there's an empty trips Y off. They're both pretty good. Utah has both of them. That's why I like that playbook so much. Go with the QB run. Gets a little stuck on the line there. I'll say App State, despite not having the best defensive line, they have been playing pretty well here, especially against the run. So now we're going quick throws. Hits the quick drag back over to the right. Good gain there for Moussa, M-O-U-S-S-A, Berry. Gets the quick drag, sets up another first down, staying in our empty set. Yep, bring the hook down. Got to watch the drags, watch over the middle. Goes back to Berry again. That one is knocked loose, though. Falls incomplete. Left tackle with a bruised shoulder. That's unfortunate. We do have our injuries turned down to 10. His injuries were getting pretty bad. And during, like, sims and force wins, I got to remember to turn those off, because that's what really screwed us. During the force weeks, we really got hammered by injuries. I would love to see a run here from Katie Hutchinson. Would love to see it. I'm very impressed. This App State team's run defense is a lot better than I would have guessed it was. We saw the 4-down lineman, but that edge comes in totally free, blows up that run for a loss of 1. Or a gain of 1. I was with you on running that ball. That looked pretty good to me. Now 3rd and 9, a little trips look from the Hilltoppers. Minute left in the 3rd. This feels like a big play in this game. Let's see what they're cooking up here on offense. I didn't see what defense we were in here. We're in a hook curl there, so it could be maybe like a cover 3. A single high safety. Cover 3 would make a lot of sense. Already kind of working clock here are the Hilltoppers. Seems that maybe a little early for that. Going with a play action. The blitz comes screaming right up the middle. App State has 2 sacks. And of course, it's Brayshawn Littlejohn. Who else could it possibly be to be the defensive hero in that situation? Comes screaming through the middle. 2 sacks by App State in 2 massive situations. 4th and 18 now at our own 29 when we're down by 5. I don't know about going for this one, man. I really don't. So if we don't get this, you're essentially handing them at minimum 3 points, making it an 8-point game. Ooh, this one seems risky. That we punted on the 4th and 20 earlier and are going for it on this 4th and 18. I don't know, maybe a big curl or a comeback route, something you can hope your big boys can kind of box them out. We do go deep over the middle, but it falls incomplete. Brayshawn Littlejohn with the third pass deflection of the day. 4 tackles, 1 sack. That man is everywhere for App State. Now they have potential to really turn it up here. I don't know what this play is. It's a little RPO. It is an RPO. That was some awful long developing routes for that to be an RPO. I saw something on coach suggestions I really thought we were going to go back to was the double cross pass play. But no, we do scroll down and find something else here. 16 seconds left in the third. I mean, we really just don't want to do anything dumb. You could run this clock out to the end of the third too. A little like return mesh underneath kind of thing going on here between your tight end and Barnes. I mean, we're going to one of those two. Got Barnes. Yep. Barnes is cooking this Western Kentucky defense right now. The drags, the slants, the quick balls over the middle. Even that one slant, we waited long enough till he got to the left pylon essentially and threw it to him for a touchdown. It's been Barnes and McCord with a little sprinkle of Hamlet on top has really been powering this Appalachian State offense, and that's what's got them up by 12 here as we head into the fourth quarter. And App State's defense hold strong one more time with a little cover 2 drop. Okay. Out of wing trips, goes right underneath the cloud flat. Step. I mean, that's a few times too. It feels like our guys could catch that and potentially turn it upfield and get a few yards, but they are just heading straight for that out of bounds. Poor Western Kentucky guys going with another play action here. Yeah, nowhere to go, but I love seeing the taking off and run with your quarterback. Love to see that. Don't love to see the guy getting hurt. Let me be clear. Not what I meant. Do not love to see the App State guy getting hurt. Do love to see Western Kentucky using that mobility of the quarterback here a little bit. Looks like we're staying in our fourth. No. I don't know what defense this was. Kind of had our spot route. Don't really have much. Go for the deep corner. Try to force it. When we have the big boys that Western Kentucky does, I don't hate the idea. We just need to find some of these one-on-ones. We saw the tight end Goins win on one earlier. Ever since then, these jump balls have kind of been 2-on-1. A lot easier for the defense to kind of swat those ones down. Now going to some tight open. We were in, let's see, 4-3 over or 3-3 stack. 3-3 stack, going back to our cover 2 drop. I want to see Brayshawn Littlejohn make himself another play here. Again, just going to the quick little underneath. What a hit. Oh my goodness, he just decleated that poor man. 3rd and 4, hurrying up, switching. It looks like we switched to a man blitz potentially on defense. See if Western Kentucky's going to have an answer for it. Going with a little mesh. Goes to the drag route. I thought for sure that ball was getting knocked out when it was thrown high like that. But they are able, that's Barry again coming down with that one. Huge conversion. We got to get points. I mean, not even just points. We have to get a touchdown on this drive here if we're Western Kentucky to still have much of a shot in this one. Going back to the play action, right back to that right flat, right back to Goins. Knocked out for a gain of 4. We got to start trying to push this ball down the field a little bit more here, though. Time is not on our side if we're the Hilltoppers right now. Flex Y off week is the offense. Let's see what the plan's going to be on defense. Was this cover 4? Okay. Keeping match, it looks like, which is fine. It's not like we have a big speed disadvantage or anything. That's my main reason for canceling match most of the time. It's, you know, it plays so much like man that if you have a speed disadvantage, it can be tough. So that's why a lot of times I personally like to cancel match. But in the right situations, it can do really, really well. He finds the halfback there quick. Hutchinson picks up the first down. 4.5 minutes to go. Gotta get this drive. See, again, we're just going to go right flat. And then, wow. And he caught that. Okay. The right flat was wide open that time. Instead, we go to Isaiah Myers over the middle, who uses that big size these Western Kentucky wide receivers have, reaches up and just grabs it over the poor little Appalachian State defender. Now a little cover 3 on defense. Are we just going back underneath? We got the deep middle. Can we fit that in there? And we do. What a throw, first of all, by Bulaga. What a catch by Myers to hold on to that through the contact. Now we are down 1st and 10 at the 11-yard line. Keeping the pace up here with Western Kentucky. I love to see that. We got the right flat again. We just take the drag right underneath. Is that Myers again? How many in a row is that for Isaiah Myers? That man has been all over the place making plays here for Western Kentucky on this crucial drive. They desperately needed somebody to step up on this offense, and it seems like they found their man with Isaiah Myers. Michael Myers, as it is. Well, I guess you guys are seeing this on November 1st, aren't you? It's not Halloween anymore. Either way, it's still Halloween season to me. Goes with the run with Hutchinson, and again, this App State defense has 100% proved me wrong, where I thought we'd be able to come out and run the ball fairly easily. Outside those first 2 runs, they have been doing a phenomenal job playing run defense. Now we've got a 3rd and 5, 3.5 to go. Again, we want to see some mobility here from this quarterback. Roll out, stress the defense a little bit. They are staying in some match coverage in, it looks like 2-3, something like that. For Appalachian State, 3rd and 5, we're letting some time run here. We're really thinking about what we're going to do. I don't know what the plan is here. I mean, where's Myers? Maybe we just look for him again. Blitz coming in through free. Well, because it was a slip screen. Hutchinson. Oh, no. That was a touchdown. That was a touchdown if our big freaking offensive lineman just gets out of the way. Runs right into the big fat ass of his offensive lineman to keep him from scoring. And it looks like he ran into his offensive lineman and pushed him off the block. So that's what kept him short. And the defender got off the block and made the tackle. And now we got a 4th and 1 and goal line normal. This was fullback dive last time, and it worked pretty easily. I would think it'd be this again. Let's see if Little John's going to get in there and make himself a play, though. It is the fullback dive again. Little John not able to get in there and make a play. Fullback dive, pretty dang good. Engel, 2 attempts, 3 yards, 2 touchdowns. Exactly what you want from your fullback. Wasn't that a Jerome Bettis game? Like, obviously, years ago. He retired a long time ago. Where he had, like, 4 carries for 3 yards and 4 touchdowns or something. Something like that. I swear that's a real thing that happened at some point. So Western Kentucky now going to go for 2 to make this a 4-point game. I guess this makes sense, because then if App State gets a field goal, it's still a 7-point game. Yeah, I'm good with that. Going with the drags, use the mobility. You could throw it. I say you could throw that. You could have ran that potentially. Use the mobility. If you have an 88-speed quarterback, we got to be stretching the defense out, rolling out, things like that. Love to see that from Western Kentucky. 2-point is good. Now we're going with the onside kick, which is fine here too, because there's really no downside of App State getting a field goal. If we're down by 7, I like kicking it deep, because if we give them the ball at the 37, they're essentially in field goal range. A field goal makes it a 10-point game. We're dead. Down by 4, go for the onside kick. If they get it and end up kicking a field goal, we're still down by 7. We need a touchdown either way. Totally on board with going for that onside kick. Now our back and bunch quads open. I mean, that screen sure looked to be there. We go with the quarterback run, though. Almost running before we're working on clock here already. I assume this will take us right down to the 2-minute warning. And it did indeed, and we are staying in bunch quads open, and oh, brother. Uh-oh. Get somebody to the right. Get somebody to the right. Yeah. Too easy. Too dang easy. This is a thing we 100% learned in our last game against Texas State. If you call the wrong defensive formation, you're just dead. Like, there was just nothing really Western Kentucky could do when they came out in that. Now we got to bring one of those safeties down, or both of them. Get on one of those deep safeties, bring them down, because this is a QB run. 100%. Every time. Just easy. This formation sucks. I mean, it's really good. Obviously, it's very, very good. But it's just so frustrating to go against. Now we throw the screen. Or we go back to the QB run. There were only 5 in the box there. I'm surprised we didn't throw that. It looked like he only had 2 defenders out to that side anyway. But still sets us up with 3rd and 1, a first down here. Yeah, first down ends the game. So I would just do the exact same thing. Yep. And now we throw it and game's over. Now we just throw it and the game's over, because the user tries to get down there, but he gets blocked. Roger McCord runs right through the defense, picks up the first down. And that is going to do it for our game of the week. Good game, Cord. Good game, Rodinho. Congratulations, guys. Thank you both for being part of the Dynasty. App State now is going to go to 7-1 and is looking pretty dang good in this Sun Belt Conference. Western Kentucky has got their backs against the wall. It's going to be a tough climb up, but as we can tell, they've got some good things there on offense. That tight end's a monster, Joshua Goins. Halfback Katie Hutchinson, we'd like to see him get involved a little bit more. The 96 speed wide receiver is a total freak. We saw that on the 98-yard touchdown. But yeah, just utilize that athleticism of the quarterback maybe a little bit more with Bulaga. On the App State side of things, my goodness, Jaden Barnes, Roger McCord, what a 1-2 punch of weapons that App State has in this game. We just got to watch those drags and slants to Barnes when he's in the slot, and that bunch quads open is just such a pain to try to defend. But that will do it for our Week 9 game of the week. We will be back shortly for our Week 10. We have a user game coming up against the Temple Owls, a big American Conference game for Old Dominion, and a game of the week that is to be determined. So I do hope you guys enjoyed this one. I will see you next time. Until then, take it easy.